Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Why so many places? You know, I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip on this show, no scandal. In fact, you will not hear anything that is being spoken about right now in the headlines. Instead, this is a heartline show. I want you to be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests and co-hosts, and that's what we talk about, because life is way too short to be pissed off. And most of the things that you see everywhere else, even though they're true, do not make you feel good. And I love listening to Abraham Hicks, Law of Attraction. There's such a difference in my life between Agape, which is celebrating 38 years soon, my big brother Michael Bernard Beckwith, and the Law of Attraction, and a design for living that I am happy 88% of the time, and I want you to be too. It is possible no matter what's happening now, no matter what's happened in the past. And it is Monday. So it's Mental Health Monday. However, it is a very special Monday. It is Veterans Day. And I have a lot of wonderful things to share with you today to recognize and celebrate that. So do not go away. I am going to start with breakfast, because we do that on the show. Over 2 years now, we've been starting, or I've been starting. I don't know why I'm talking in third. I've been starting every single show, which we are on now 1,266, but who's counting podcast shows, and my 654th consecutive week on the air with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. That's having breakfast with me. So that's how we're going to start today, as usual. So my first gratitude is exactly that I have been here and continue to be here, even whether I have people joining me now or later or not. This is part of my good life habit, is to start the day with my Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So thank you for joining me. I see eyeballs rolling in. It's an easy free subscribe on my YouTube TV channel where you can watch and listen, or you can just listen while you're driving on my NBC News radio channel, KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. And I didn't even check the mic here. I have a new microphone. So hopefully you are enjoying my positive splattering. I am grateful, that's the top of the bun, for specific things that are outside of myself. And then the bottom of the bun is, what am I grateful for inside of myself? And right now, you can hear in my background, I am grateful that we have our trash taken out for us. And that's the beep of the backing up trash truck. I am grateful that we have places to park. Sometimes I just got a ticket for street sweeping, and I'm grateful that we have street sweepers to keep our streets clean. I am grateful for living in a country that I can vote. I may not like the voting outcome, but the fact that I can vote is a very important thing. I am grateful that I had my first third date and had a blast. I can't believe the post with the, most views was one from Dave and Buster's, but oh well. But it did show me winning the driving game. So I guess that's why there were more eyeballs than normal. But I am grateful that it is Veterans Day and that I can honor my bonus dad who served in the Korean War, Graham Martin, and honor my grandfather. My mom was unofficially adopted by a Russian Jewish woman, my grandma Anna Blum. And my grandpa Carl served in both First and Second World War. And when I was a kid and he died, I got to go and be part of that beautiful ceremony where they gave my grandmother the flag and all of the ceremony around that. He's buried in Arlington. And that is an amazing way to honor, those who died in service. And so that's what Veterans Day is about. I hope that you are taking a minute to contemplate the freedoms from people who gave their lives. I still am not an advocate of war or a fan of war. And you know me, it's peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. And I am all about peace. But that doesn't mean I'm not grateful to those who right now, that's the way our country gets to peace through war. But, as my younger daughter said when she was little, that doesn't make sense. How do you get to peace through killing people? Good point. But until we figure that out, that doesn't take away from expressing our appreciation to those who have given their lives in the past. So that's what today's about. And hopefully, I did a show with Veterans for Peace that really made me change and understand Veterans Day itself. It was not meant as a celebration of war, which is kind of how it's turning out now. It was formed, it was used to be called Armistice Day. And the World War I mothers who were grieving the loss of their sons wanted a day to remember the horrors and the grief around war. So those of you who didn't know that is the original reason for Veterans Day. So I hope that you remember that as well as the loved ones who are on the other side. So that's what I'm grateful for. On the top of the bun, the bottom of the bun is, what do I like about myself? Gratitude turned inwards. And the reason why I make a point of doing this part of the exercise before you go to bed, I want you to practice exercising self-care, self-love, self-soothing, because that, I believe, is the foundation of good mental health. And it is Mental Health Matters Mondays. So the gratitude sandwich is something we take into every day because I want you to exercise that muscle, especially if you were brought up like me. Don't toot your own horn. The nail that stands up is hammered down. That's a Chinese and Japanese saying. You're not all that. And who do you think you are? It has really put a wrench in good mental health, because when you cannot approve of yourself, you begin to look outside for validation. Who likes me? And with social media, it's who likes me literally, which is not a good way to start your day or end your day, looking at how many likes you got or comments. Because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to approve of you? So that's why we do this good life habit. So I appreciate my ability to be funny, to be clever and witty, which is three things that I couldn't validate for myself. And therefore, I had a chip on my shoulder that my husband would press almost every day. You're not funny. And I would say, but people are laughing when I speak on stage. Well, they're just trying to make you feel better. And until I can own my funny, then it really doesn't matter what anybody else says. And divorce also helped. So I don't have to listen to my husband say that. But the most important thing is that you validate who you are. And most of you is good. There are some things, I'm 88% fabulous. 12% of the time I step in it. Sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I say the wrong thing. Sometimes I do the wrong thing. But 80% of the time, I do the best that I can. Actually, I do the best that I can all the time. But I'm human, and sometimes I step in it. And the most important thing is that you can go, okie dokie, not my best move, but I'm going to get up and try again. And everybody does the best that they can with what they have, the resources they have, and the time they have. And that knowing helps me have a better day. It helps you have a better day too. So a little bit of the Mental Health Monday tips there in taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So thanks for joining me for breakfast this morning. Hopefully you'll continue this good life habit for the next 28 consecutive days, with or without me on the show, on the air, on camera. It will, honestly, it's probably the least expensive thing that you can buy to eat, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich that will make you feel better and no side effects. Just saying. All right. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And I'm hoping that you will join me again tomorrow. And now I have a couple things to mark Veterans Day. One is this. I'm going to start with the interview. I found this beautiful song that was sung by elementary school kids that just like moved my heart. And next year, I'm going to commit to learning the song so I can sing it. But it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And so I would like to share that with you and give credit where credit is due. But before that, we're going to take a quick break for weather, news, and traffic on NBC News Radio. We'll be right back. Don't go away with my interview with Monica Mohindra. She is back talking about one of the best projects, a government project that I absolutely approve of. It's called the Veterans History Project. And so it is something that we can all do as putting our actions behind the words, thank you for your service. That's what we're going to be doing when we come back. So don't go away. We'll be back in 2 and 2. That's what Chuck Woolery used to say on the dating game. But I say peace in, peace out.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, the station that leaves no listener behind. #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel. I did forget to say one thing to express my breath right now. If we could all join me in taking a deep breath in through our nose and releasing peace and comfort to all those who will miss Quincy Jones. I am fortunate to have had not one, but 2 encounters and a little soundbite with him that I guess I could play that today as well. He is a magnificent example of life. And so I will play that a little later. I put the post up yesterday, but I did want to just recognize Quincy Jones and all that he has left us as a legacy. All right. But I promised my interview with Monica Mohindra. She is, let's see, I'm going to give you her bio. Let's see if I put it in here. I believe I put it in here. I did. All right. She's the director of the Veterans History Project of the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress. In over 15 years with the project, she's coordinated major initiatives with members of Congress, the National Museum of the American Indian, the National Endowment for the Humanities, PBS, Ken Burns / Florentine Films, the History Channel, and many more. Before joining the library, she worked in various communications with a variety of theater companies, including the Smithsonian's Discovery Theater, Arena Stage's Living Stage Theater Company, and Washington Revels. She is the spouse of a U.S. Navy veteran. And without further ado, here's my interview with you, spotlighting the way we can celebrate veterans in a beautiful way. So I'm going to share with you the interview. And today is getting ready for the holidays. Let's make this a season to preserve history. Joining me today is Monica Mohindra, Director of Veteran History Project at the Library of Congress. And she's been on my studio before. Welcome back, Monica. As families get together this fall and for the holidays, the Veterans History Project is encouraging volunteers to record interviews with veterans and to help preserve their personal stories. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate and recognize our people that have sacrificed their life for us. So what a great idea for a holiday season that is all about family and love and inclusion. So welcome back to my studio, Monica Mohindra. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having us back, Dr. Marissa. It's really great to be with you.
Absolutely. I got to give you a little applause here. So tell me, since I spoke to you last, how is the Veterans History Project? And for those of you who did miss her first interview here, what is it, the Veterans History Project?
The Veterans History Project is doing really well. We're headed into almost 25 years. That'll be next year. At the Library of Congress, we're really a multitude of things, kind of like you, Dr. Marissa. We are first and foremost an opportunity for your listeners to connect with the veteran in their life, in their community, the U.S. service member, and be part of history, encounter history, participate in history by gathering or recording the first person remembrance of that U.S. veteran in their lives and contributing it to the other part of what we are, which is this important national archive, now standing over 120,000 individual stories of U.S. veterans' first person experience. Those veterans are those who served from World War I through the more recent conflicts.
Wow, that's great. I'm guessing that through our interviews and your interviews with other people, things have rolled because the number is much bigger than last time. So I'm happy about that. Congratulations. And why are you focusing on collecting stories and engaging volunteers now? Why now?
Heading into this Veterans Day season, which is what we call it, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and then into the December holidays, it really gives people this amazing opportunity to slow down and ask deep and meaningful questions about the season and what we're doing with our time, what we're doing for gifts. Veterans Day gives us the opportunity to stop and think, who is the veteran in our lives? We often conceive of someone that may be forecast to us from movies or books or television shows, but maybe she's the Asian American postal delivery carrier that brought you your Thanksgiving cards, and it's time to ask her about her service. And maybe it's someone in your family member, a cousin that you didn't realize had joined and served, or an aunt or an uncle who can't talk about their service because they were told when they joined they couldn't, but now is the time to ask them. So the holidays give us this moment of seriousness of purpose already. Combine that with the Library of Congress seriousness of purpose, and what you get is a moment to create a meaningful gift for you, for your family, and truly for the nation and for the future.
Fantastic. It's definitely a way to go beyond thank you for your service, which is great. I'm glad we're doing that, but this is definitely a great next step. Now, how can volunteers or veterans who want to participate get involved?
It's really as simple as participating in this national grassroots effort by walking out your door and engaging with people. The quickest way to get there is to first go to our website at the Library of Congress, which is loc.gov/vet. So that's LOC for Library of Congress.gov for government /vet for veterans, VETS. There, you'll find the important forms that help you be part of this serious archival effort. You'll find tips and tricks for interviewing or gathering those first-person original materials. You'll find how to use that little recorder device that we all carry around in our pockets now. We can't all be as professional as you, but we can get good quality sound, and all that information is there at that website.
Fantastic. Now, who's eligible to submit their history to this project?
The Library of Congress Veterans History Project, on that same website, 120,000 plus individual collections that you can tap into. We are recruiting the stories of U.S. veterans from World War I through the more recent conflicts. So those are the veterans that are eligible to participate, but really anyone 16 and older can help be part of history by gathering these stories, by working with the veterans in their lives and other volunteers in your community to make this happen.
Fantastic. I'm in. My bonus dad served in the Korean War. He's 94. So I'll be doing this with him. My grandpa Carl's already on the other side. He served in First and Second World War. So, but I'm going to get my bonus dad, Graham Martin, to do this for sure. That's my Christmas present. So you talk to it. Now, what are some? Yeah. Now, what makes this project so special? I mean, I feel it already, but.
Well, I think you've described it. You're going to sit down with your loved one and you're going to get a really important story. The Korean War is often called the Forgotten War. There's so much that we as just people going through our daily lives don't understand about how that connects to what's happening now. So what the project gives us is the opportunity either to gather those letters and photographs of already deceased veterans and then look at similar experiences on the website and understand more, or it's about connecting with a living veteran and other family members and community members to hear directly, without any mediation at all, the raw, the essential right from that veteran. And by their witness, understand how we're connected to them and to each other through our collective sense of history.
I just thought of something. It's actually quite emotional for him to talk about it, and he doesn't really like to talk about it. But I think that this is probably good healing as well, to be able to be with someone as they recount a painful but important part of their lives. So additional bonus there. What are some of the other collections that make up the Veterans History Project?
Well, you're the expert that can speak to the extra benefits for emotional and mental health reasons. But I will say we're so fortunate at the project to be able to share together this gift with the nation. And one collection that you just made me think of that I would be remiss if I didn't share is that of Dennis Keith Martin, Corporal Dennis Keith Martin. It is a posthumous collection, but it was in witnessing the grief and the generosity of spirit of his sister, Barbara Martin. She's a musician. She contributed his letters and his photographs and created a rich documentation. And what she said about that experience for her, although it was a difficult one, was that it was so important to her, and I'm not going to quote directly, but that essentially she said to give meaning to his life and his loss, because through sharing his story and his perspective of history, the world, others could understand how he felt about participating in the war. And for all of us, that's a gift to see her generosity of spirit.
Yes, I've had guests on who fall in that category, and I'm going to follow up with them, because the more I think about it, I think this is like the best gift for yourself and for the veteran as well. I'm going to try to get you a table at a veterans event that's coming up. That would be a great way to honor the veterans, to say, stop at the table and please, we'd love to hear the story. I'm getting chills. Where can we go for more information?
Dr. Marissa, I'll work with you whenever, wherever. And anyone can go to our website, which is loc.gov/vets. That's LOC for Library of Congress.gov for government /vets, VETS for veterans.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Monica. I'm going to pull up this website right now so you can sort of see how easy it is to go through, look at all this information, ask a librarian, noteworthy, explore the connections. So please go to www.loc.gov, get more information, make this a holiday to remember by doing something loving for yourself and your loved ones who have done service in and for this country. Thanks again, Monica Mohindra, for coming and back to the studio live. This is Dr. Marissa, always trying to balance out bad news with good news. Now go and have the best day ever. Thanks, Monica.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Well, wasn't that great? I just did that interview right before the live show, and I do love being able to bring you a great projects, great ideas, great ways with which to, absolutely make this holiday season a special one, because
So you're interested in interviewing veterans in your community for the Library of Congress Veterans History Project. That's great. VHP is a grassroots effort and reliant on the voluntary participation of people around the country interviewing the veterans in their lives and communities. Over the next few minutes, we're going to show you everything you need to do your VHP interview, which will be preserved for future generations in the Library of Congress. Interviewing veterans for VHP is a meaningful volunteer activity, and everything you need to know is right here in the field kit, available at loc.gov/vets. In the field kit and in this video, you'll learn the 5 steps that will ensure your VHP interview is accepted and provides a useful primary source for researchers. Those steps are prepare, participate, send, access, and inquire. As some veterans may tell you, failing to plan is planning to fail. So let's get right into the first and most important step, prepping your interview. Whether you're a veteran or a volunteer interviewer, preparation is vital. You significantly increase the research value of a collection when you take the time to familiarize yourself with the VHP process. Conduct a pre-interview with the veteran by phone or in person to review forms and gather details about their military service, so that you may create personalized questions to ask during the recorded interview session in addition to the sample questions we provide. Consult secondary sources and think of additional interview questions that are specific to the veteran's personal experience, war or conflict, branch, and background. Familiarize yourself with the recording equipment and review VHP's media and format standards. Technology changes frequently, and if you have any questions about file types, please visit our website or contact the Veterans History Project. Ensure that the interviewee is comfortable. Inform them that the recording will be publicly accessible either online or at the Library of Congress. Test your equipment before the interview begins. Check your battery levels and make sure that both microphones are working. Even the best interview will be ruined if you can't hear the narrator. Once you've finished your prep work, it's time to create your veterans collection. Most of our collections are video or audio interviews, just like this one, but that's not the only way for a veteran to share their story. A VHP collection can consist of an audio or video interview, a collection of original photographs, original correspondence, as well as diaries or journals written by the veteran during their service. In short, you're looking to build a personal narrative of the veteran's service and how it affected their life. In addition to veterans of the armed forces, we accept interviews of immediate family members, a parent, spouse, sibling, or child of members of the armed forces who died as a result of their service during a period of war. All collections must follow the 30-20-10 rule, which means that a collection must include at least one of the following: a 30-minute or longer interview, 20 pages of written manuscript, or 10 original photographs or letters. Once you have met one requirement, any number of complementary materials can be included. So for example, if the vet gives a 30-minute interview and also wants to donate 5 photos, that's acceptable. Or if they donate 10 photos and can only do a 10-minute interview, that's fine as well. When you're conducting an interview, there are a few things to keep in mind. Test your equipment to make sure everything is working as it should. The veteran's comfort always comes first. Choose a comfortable location for the interview, ideally at the veteran's own home, or at a common location like a public library or community center. Pay attention to the veteran's emotional state as well, especially if the veteran suffers from PTSD or if you're discussing difficult topics like combat and loss. It's perfectly fine to pause or even end the interview if the veteran is no longer comfortable telling their story. Ask open-ended questions that draw on emotions, senses, and relationships. What was the hardest part of the military lifestyle for you to adapt to? Or, how did you feel about the food in the field? Those are 2 examples of open-ended questions. loc.gov/vets has sets of sample questions to get you started. Practice active listening and ask follow-up questions that expand upon the story your veteran is telling. Consider having the veteran review old photographs during the interview to prompt memories. Keep an eye on the time. If the interview isn't at least 30 minutes long, it won't be accepted. Take notes for the required AV log form. It doesn't have to be a transcript, just a running description of the main topics discussed in the interview. Once the interview is complete, make a copy for the veteran if possible. Then it's time to submit your media and your forms to the Veterans History Project. Make at least 2 copies of the interview prior to submitting a collection. Keep 1 copy for yourself and give 1 to the veteran. Include any complementary materials such as original photographs and manuscripts, and complete the appropriate forms. To avoid damages caused by the Library of Congress's special security screening process, do not use the U.S. Postal Service. Package your forms and materials, enclose a cover letter, and use a private carrier for delivery. Participants can also hand-deliver VHP collections at the Veterans History Project Information Center, located in room LJG51 on the ground floor of the Thomas Jefferson Building. The Information Center is open from 9:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. VHP staff will review your materials to ensure they meet minimum requirements. Materials that do not meet VHP's minimum requirements or do not represent a primary source narrative will be returned to the contributor within 8 to 10 weeks. A summary record of the collection will be published to the VHP website within 4 to 6 months. We cannot guarantee that your collection will be digitized. However, every collection is accessible through the American Folklife Center reading room. There's no point in keeping an archive if nobody can access the materials. VHP strives to make all of its collections accessible, and the easiest way to do that is to visit our website, loc.gov/vets, where you can search our digitized collections and our Experiencing War features, and watch or listen to the full interviews of over 40,000 vets, as well as browse photo collections and read diaries, journals, and memoirs. If the collection you want to see has not yet been digitized, Just email us at vohp@loc.gov, and we can schedule an appointment to view any collection at the Library of Congress here in Washington, D.C. The Veterans History Project is easy to reach. For more information about how to participate in VHP, find veteran stories, or access interviewers' tools, contact us or visit our website. Connect with VHP on social media. Learn about collections through posts and blog publications and programming updates. We hope to hear from you soon.
It would be impossible for me to tell America's stories without the photographs, footage, and firsthand remembrances that have been archived by individuals like you through the years. So please volunteer to interview a U.S. veteran for the Library of Congress Veterans History Project and preserve his or her stories for future generations. Download a how-to field kit and a list of interview questions at loc.gov/vets. Help make history.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes. Body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢.
Be my partner, dance with me, just hold on, I will.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
I want to say that you absolutely are invited to make this holiday session different than it has been in the past by using the Veterans History Project, one of the projects that I endorsed, to make this holiday special. Go and interview a veteran, go and interview someone who is has been in the service and make a difference, not only bringing joy into their lives, but to yours as well. And I'm going to now shift into recognizing veterans in a more ceremonial way with a song that I just found, and I will do my best to learn this song so that by next Veterans Day I can actually sing it, because it is a beautiful song sung by beautiful children from a school. And I will pull this up. It's called You Are Our Heroes. And Teresa Jennings is the, I think she's the writer of it, but Adams Central Elementary Schools East, Juanita and Wallace are singing You Are Our Heroes by Teresa Jennings. This was back in 2017. And thank you, Kristen Lukau, who has this on her website. And we're just going to just those of you who are driving, please pull over. It is a beautiful, emotional song, and it is my way of giving tribute and thanking on. They're going to do it on my behalf. Our heroes, the veterans, as I mentioned before, I'm not for war, but that doesn't mean I'm not grateful for those who have done service until the time when we can figure out how to get to world peace. There is this thing called war, and it is important to acknowledge those who did give their lives. Many didn't have a choice, were conscripted into the Army, Navy, and to go and fight and kill. And that, again, is not our normal nature. So let's do more than say, thank you for your service. Let's vote people in and make sure we are on the bandwagon to help veterans with more mental health. That I am definitely for. And also the Veterans History Project. So I wanted to bring you this beautiful song as our remembrance on my show here on Veterans Day. You are our heroes. Oh my. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I hope that you spend this Veterans Day acknowledging the service, doing more than just saying thank you for your service. Make plans to work in the Veterans History Project into your holiday season. Thanksgiving would be a perfect time, but if you want to wait till Christmas, you can do that too. If you can't wait and want to do it today, bless you. If you let me know that you are going to be doing that or have done that, I'm happy to give you something as my appreciation. I definitely think that this is something that would be a beautiful way to contribute to put our actions towards what I'm like still a little bit not here, just feeling the beauty of that song. And I don't know why that isn't more. I mean, I hashtag accidentally found it. My life is not accidentally. And I honestly didn't even realize that they had sign language as my favorite language in there. So I have an idea. Instead of saying thank you for your service, to do, so this is thank you in American Sign Language. Thank you. So everybody can learn that today with me on the show. Thank you. And blessed is this. So blessed, how are you? I'm blessed. I'm grateful. This is for our Thanksgiving season. And thank you for your service. So thank you for your service. We are blessed. We are blessed by where we live our lives, and certainly blessed to know those who have served. And y'all know now you can take that blessing into action. Go to the Library of Congress Veterans History Project. They give you everything you need to know to fill in and to make your veteran in your life really appreciate more than just the sentiment of thank you for your service. And that song, I'm going to try to put it on my, for next year, or maybe the next time we are honoring veterans. Thank goodness it's not just this day. This happens also to be my Grandma Anna Blum's birthday, 11/11. So it's a very special day for me. She's on the other side. She's a Russian Jewish woman who unofficially adopted my mom, and her husband served in World War I and II. So we remember Grandpa Carl today as well. Mental Health Monday Matters. Today was a special episode for recognizing Veterans Day. Those of you who know the drill on Monday is I give you an audiobook copy of 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are. My number one book, my number one bestseller, that is Self-Help on Steroids. If you're not as happy as you want to be or know you can be, and everybody has a birthright to be happy 88% of the time, then go to my website, drmarissa.life. It's up there, and free subscribe, and you will get a promo code for that book, 8 Ways to Happiness. Let's see what else. We don't have time for anything else. I hope you enjoyed this Veteran Day celebration and acknowledgement and recognition. I hope that this day and the original meaning of it, Armistice Day, that it was a day that, when people are saying Happy Veterans Day, I hope that you'll add on, I heard that Dr. Marissa did a little research on Veterans Day. It used to be called Armistice Day, and it was a day created by World War I mothers and widows who said, I do not want us to forget the horrors of war. So it was never meant to glorify war. So hopefully you'll carry that message on. I'm all about balance, balancing out everything that's going on with what's good with life, what's good with you, what's good with me, and balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Don't forget to tune in. What do we have coming in tomorrow? We have a very special guest tomorrow. How many of you remember the show from, let's see, she was in Heart to Heart, the girl from Uncle McClintock. She was known or remember, she was very popular on her role as Jennifer Hart in the mystery television series Heart to Heart. And so she's going to be on my show. Her name is Stephanie Powers. So don't miss tomorrow. It's going to be a great live in studio show with Stephanie Powers. Wednesday is Doctors in the House with Dr. Tiffany Tate, and she's an MD. Thursday, Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa. And we're also going to have a special interview from because it is Parkinson's Awareness Month from my repeat guest, looking at Parkinson's appreciation of those who help serve in Parkinson's disease. And then Friday, the Hollywood Rebel Report. That's it for today. Hope you join me all week. This is Dr. Marissa reminding you to have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.
I met you. Yes, I met you at the Playboy Jazz Festival. Ni hao. Wow. Oh, 谢谢. You said that the first time too. Wow. Well, I'm Dr. Marissa.
I'm writing Mandarin now.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I love it. 3,200 characters.
Will you come on my show and show me what you're going to do?
Yeah.
You're the best looking 83-year-old I've ever met.
Thank you.
And my name's Dr. Marissa.
Huh?
Look in there. My name's Dr. Marissa. They call me the Asian Oprah.
Okay.
And
So
Oprah
like
knows.
Yu Sai-kan, right?
Yes.
Yu Sai's my friend.
Yes. And Keiko Matsui's been on my show.
Keiko?
Keiko Matsui.
Okay.
Yeah. The jazz artist. She loves you. Everybody loves you.
Yeah, I saw her. Seiko the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her last month.
Yeah. She was on my show, so maybe you'll come on my show.
Yeah.
If you look in there and do a peace in, peace out, peace in, and peace out.
谢谢你。
谢谢。
That's it.